Hi, today we're here to talk about mental health. Mental health affects 19.9% of youth ages 11 to 19 had high or very high levels of psychological stress in the previous 12 months. This is bad because untreated mental health can lead to severe emotional, behavioral, and physical health problems. Here's Giselle's story.
I found myself in a cycle of anxiety and depression because familiarity of high school was gone, and a lot of my friends had moved away for study or work. At the start of university, I felt immense pressure to find new friends, adjust to a new way of learning, and do it well in my study. My relationship at the time also broke down, and I felt confused, worthless, and alone. For a year and a half, I struggled privately with how I was feeling. I became withdrawn at home, and I would avoid my family as much as possible. I started to become suspicious of how I was feeling. Something started to feel like it wasn't right. But I didn't get help straight away because I felt the weight of the stigma. When things got really bad, I started engaging myself in self-harming behaviors. My close friends noticed I wasn't doing well, but I refused to get help and had plenty of excuses as why I did not need it. My friends did not stop urging me to get help, so I eventually gave in and saw a doctor. My doctor to referred me to a psychologist. I was 21 years old when I was diagnosed with depression. When I first received the diagnosis, I felt offended because I thought that it reflected a personal weakness. However, there's a part of me that also felt relieved because you can't address a problem without knowing the cause. And now I know the cause. What made seeking help so hard for me was that I was misinformed about mental health illness and could feel a lot of the stigma around it. I thought you had to have experienced something traumatic to justify being sick, so I felt very guilty for being unwell because my life was objectively very good. Ultimately, seeking help and getting diagnosis was the best thing I've ever done for my mental health.
I really had to overcome my belief that feeling unwell meant I was weak. And now I know that traumatic circumstances are only possible because of depression. Things like your genetics or stress can also be caused. I've also learned that you don't have to justify having depression. Many people have and can be treated. There's no shame in needing help. I do a lot of things to stay well now, including cognitive therapy techniques and breathing exercises, which have helped me with my anxiety and panic attacks. Breathing exercises may sound simple, but they've helped me so much. I don't like to exercise, but I try to do it often because it's beneficial to my body and mind. Another thing I find really helpful is talking to people about my experiences. It always makes me feel less alone. Through volunteering with the Black Dog Institute and as a presentator, I've been able to share my story with many people. I've been involved with the Black Dog as a volunteer since 2014, when I was still at university. I've since graduated and now work as a lawyer. I started in my role as a youth presenter, but more recently I've been speaking to companies and businesses to promote mental well-being in their work environments. Being a volunteer has given me a sense of purpose and community. I find that exercise is empowering and I feel like I'm making a difference. In my presentation, I'm always conscious to emphasize things. There's help if there's help available if you seek it, and no one is alone.
That was Giselle's story, and it is important to raise awareness towards mental health.